All right, YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Game number 4 of the NBA Finals. We got the Mavs hosting the Celtics, in which the Celtics here lead 3-0 so far in the series. In today's video, I'm going to give you my lean on the spread. I'll give you my lean on the total. We'll talk about any other plays, like player props that we have in the game as well, which as of right now, we have 3 player props that we're liking and 2 same game parlays that I'm going to be throwing in as well. One of those is going to be a higher odds play in which if it hits, I'm going to give away $50 to someone in the comments. So stay tuned to the end of the video for details over there. But yeah, Game 4 of the NBA Finals. It's bittersweet because I'm a Celtics fan. I mean, look at how I'm dressed like a Celtics fan right now, right? But if the Celtics win this game, the season's over. We have no more NBA to bet on. But as a big Celtics fan, I'd like to see them walk away with the ship. Like, kind of a tough spot to be in, I guess, as a sports bettor, right? But nonetheless, guys, Mavs at home here. They're 1-point favorites. The Celtics have won 3 games in a row. And honestly, the games have gotten closer and closer and closer, so that'll be worth noting. But before we do get into the plays, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. In game number 3, we had a 1-2 night. Kyrie over 22.5 points. Glad we pulled the trigger on that because that was an absolute lock. Drew Holiday came a couple rebounds and assists shy. Jason Tatum over 15.5 rebounds plus assists wasn't the best look there. But still, I can't even get mad at some of these losing days that we've had, throughout the playoffs because we had such a good regular season. It's weird. It feels like we're playing with house money, right? Up over 80 units on the year, which is crazy to me. But yeah, 1-2 night. Let's see if we can close off if this series ends tonight with a nice positive night here. But before we do that, guys, I want to talk to you about Sleeper. If you're not on Sleeper yet, you are literally missing out on what I deem the best player prop app out there. You combine 2 or more player props into a slip. The more you get right, the more you get paid out. I have a link in the pinned comment. You're going to get 100% of your first deposit matched, and you get this Luka Doncic square. Go check out Sleeper, guys. I am telling you, if you do that, you will not regret it. It's my favorite DFS app out there right now, and I love the fact that each of their plays that you put into the slip, right, change the payout dynamically. They don't just follow the 2 for 2 is 3x, the 3 for 3 is 5x, that type of thing. No, each and every play changes the payouts, so they have unique dynamic payouts every single time. Go check it out, guys. That link is in the pinned comment. But should we talk some NBA Finals here? If you couldn't tell, I am a massive Celtics fan. I'm probably going to get the biased comments here, but that means I've just been biased all series long, right? To me, I do think that the Celtics win this game. I think that that's going to be my first lean. I don't know if I'll roll with it myself. Like I said, even last game, I leaned the Celtics +3. I didn't pull the trigger on it because there's still this sort of sense of the Mavericks have to pull one out, right? They have Kyrie, they have Luka, like they should be able to win one of those games themselves, but I believe Kyrie and Luka combined for 60 plus last game, but so did Tatum and Brown, so it's like they missed their chance. But to me, like, I just haven't seen a whole hell of a lot that would tell me that the Mavericks are a smart bet, if that makes sense. And what I mean by that is the fact that I don't think the Celtics have played their best basketball yet. So if you can get the Celtics for plus money on the money line, I think it may be worth pulling the trigger, but it is going to be a lean as of right now, guys. I'm not that biased that I'm just blinded saying, seeing green tunnel vision, being like, the Celtics are that much better. No, like the Celtics, like I said, the games have gotten closer and closer and closer. Would it surprise me if the Mavs pull out Game 4? No, but if I can get a plus money number behind what I think is the better team, the team that's probably going to win the series, that's where the betting sort of edge comes in, at least in my opinion. So Celtics on the money line, but I can honestly see anyone making an argument for the Mavs. Like, the Mavs haven't looked all that special yet, right? Their shooting hasn't been all that great. Both Kyrie and Luka really from 3 haven't looked tremendous. I think the Mavs finally shot over 30% from 3 in game number 3, right? But to me, screw it. Riding with the home team, riding with my favorite sports team of all time, Celtics on the money line. Now, we have a total of 211, and man, oh man, do I keep getting burned. Now, we've only bet it once, which is good. I think I've seen over 210 on some books as well, 210.5, excuse me. But every single game so far has gone under in this series. And to me, if the Celtics do close this out, we could see a little bit of the Mavs sort of, shrink the shoulders in and say, okay, screw it, it's over. But I don't necessarily know if that would happen. Like, I do think the Mavs play a little bit better of a brand of basketball today. And I think it's going to push the Celtics to play a better brand of basketball. And I'm talking offensively. So I'm going to lean towards the over 211.5 in this spot. That may have more of a chance of being a final play, which, guys, if you don't know what my final plays are, those are in the pinned comment. Everything I talk about in the video is what I'm considering, what I'm liking, but what I bet myself, if you do want to go ahead and fade me, right? All those plays are going to be in the pinned comment. But what I'm saying here is that I think that could be more of a final play than even potentially rolling with the Celtics in this spot. So give me the over 211.5. But let's go ahead and jump into some player props here. First one we're going to look at is going to be Al Horford over 1.5 3-pointers made. He's done this in 2 of the 3 games so far in this series, and I still don't think Al Horford's kind of hit his max of attempts. On the season, you could see he averaged 4.3 attempts, which isn't all that crazy, but in the last 10 games or so, he's averaging nearly 6.5. He had some of these big attempt games against Cleveland or Indiana, but then you get into the Mavs here, and it's 5 attempts, 3 attempts, 5 attempts, still shooting right around 30-40%. But I think that, there's going to be a game at least at some point here, and if the series ends tonight, it's this one that he's going to have that 6, maybe 7 attempt game, because especially in a spot like this where the Mavericks know they can't let Jason Tatum go off, they can't let Jaylen Brown go off, right? Give it to Al Horford in the corner for an open 3, baby. I like his over 1.5 3-pointers made. You can see up here on the outlier screen that Dallas allows the 4th most 3-pointers to the opposing center position. Kristaps still listed as a game time decision, so if he's out, I'd like Al Horford to play a few more minutes as well. In fact, you could see it here minutes-wise, right? Kristaps, no Kristaps, 36.8 minutes played. So I like that spot. And by the way, guys, if you like the tool that I'm looking at, we just looked at everything. His season, his matchup. We looked at the injury report. We can even look at insights of like what trends have been happening in this game and their betting odds. This is Outlier. I have a link in the pinned comment. 7 days free. Literally an absolute no-brainer. Like 7 days free, go check out Outlier. If you're worried about, well, what's the catch after 7 days? Well, it's $19.99 a month, which is a super, super low price for what you're getting compared to a lot of the other tools out in the market. So go check it out, guys. Link in the pinned comment. It's also in the description, called Outlier. Next, we have PJ Washington. Now, our next 2 plays are plus money plays, and they're both Mavs, but PJ Washington over 22.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He's hit it in 3 straight games here. In this series, in 4 straight against the Celtics, in 6 of his last 7 against the Celtics. In his last 10, he's done this in 50% of them, but he's still averaging right around that mark, right? But last 5, I like what he's been doing. He's getting plenty of minutes, which is obviously something we want to see. Like him on the season, when he plays 40-plus minutes, we want to filter to that. 40-plus minutes for PJ Washington. Actually, we can even go lower, right, to get a better number here. 36 or more minutes, 75% of games he's hit this in. So I do like that spot. And I think the Celtics have been super focused on Luka and Kyrie, rightfully so, that PJ Washington could be sort of the forgotten about guy that could put up, 15-plus points, maybe 20 points. We'd be lucky there, right? But he's also been grabbing rebounds in this series. 8 rebounds, 7 rebounds, 8 rebounds, averaging 10, 14, and 9 in his last 10, 11.3 rebound chances. But in his last 5, just the same. So I do think this could be a good spot for him for plus money here, plus 100 over on FanDuel and DraftKings to go over 22.5 PRA. I guess you could look at his over 21.5 if you want to be a little bit more conservative, or his over 20.5 if you want to be a little bit even more conservative, but I like the plus money there. Next, now this is only, you got to understand, this is not the Celtics hater in me. This is the plus money lover in me. For plus 112, when other books have this in the minus, plus 112 on FD right now, Kyrie Irving under 32.5 PRA. The last game he went for 40, and all the games prior to against the Celtics, he has stayed under. He stayed under in 6 of his last 10, in 3 of his last 5. I like this spot. The Celtics should play some defense, but again, if this was a minus 120 play, I wouldn't even consider it. I might even consider the over, but because we're getting plus 112 compared to other books here, I think that this could be a nice little spot for Kyrie Irving to, maybe finish with, 22 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds. What would that be? 32? Right there, right underneath it, if I did that correctly. But nonetheless, I do think that this is a good little plus EV, some value behind it type of a play. But all right, let's jump into our first same game parlay here. This is not the giveaway parlay. This is just maybe a Celtics, rider play of me. But let's jump in over on MGM. You can see same game parlay, Tatum to score 25 and Jaylen to score 20 plus. This is a biased Celtics fan pick. I'll tell you that right off the rip. But I do think that these two guys, after last game, saw what they can do in a close game. They combated Kyrie and Luka and absolutely went toe-to-toe with them and ended up winning the game, right? They both duos combined for 60+. All I'm looking for is 45+ tonight from Jalen and Jason. So that's a -120 play over on MGM. Just kind of showing you the value of MGM. This is the same play, -140 over on DK. So definitely worth considering MGM, which I tell you guys that all the time anyways throughout these playoffs because of how good their same game parlay odds are overall. Now this one with the 2 legs isn't all that spectacular, but overall, guys, you'll see in just a second, the MGM same game parlays are absolutely crazy when it comes to odds. Every single time that we've done one of these so far in the playoffs, those odds have beaten FD and DK and all the other books out there. But if you want to sign up, I have a link in the pinned comment, guys. Go ahead and check it out. You get $1,500 paid back, up to $1,500 paid back if your first bet does not cash. So go ahead and check it out. We can jump into our next same game parlay, but I highly recommend you hopping on board with MGM because, again, they're same game parlays, whether it's the playoffs or you're looking at MLB or NHL. Like, this is a really, really good book, especially when you're beating the odds of all the other books. Why wouldn't you go ahead and sign up? So go check it out, guys. If MGM's available in your state, hop on. I'm always encourage you guys to have the more sports books, the merrier, because you can kind of odd shop and get the best lines out there. Why would you take a parlay that's plus 400 on one book, but plus 400 and 450, say, on the other book, right? Doesn't even make sense why you'd take the lower price. Go check out MGM. Link in the pinned comment and description. Now, to enter this giveaway here, guys, again, if this same game parlay that I'm about to throw your way hits, I'm going to be giving away $50 to someone in the comments. We've hit 4 of these throughout the Western Conference Finals or Eastern Conference Finals as well, and the the finals. So that's $200 we've given away. All you have to do is comment parlay in the comments, guys, and then if we hit this one, I'll reach out to someone, get your contact info, and $50 virtually sent your way. So go ahead and check that out. But again, check out MGM as well. But let's dive in here. We are looking at Jason Tatum, 5+ assists. Jaylen Brown, 2+ threes. Kyrie Irving, 2+ threes. And this could be the tricky one. Luka, 10+ rebounds. But I have a feeling he's going to be in and involved around the rim, getting those rebounds and taking off as much as possible with his back against the wall. This is a plus 450 play at MGM, right? Now we're going to show you a little bit of an experiment here. DraftKings. Oh, is that the same exact parlay? Plus 370. So 450 compared to 370. And what I love is the fact that MGM has had a bunch of, these finals boosts already. So now we're going to apply that. Let's throw this in. Now that turns into a plus 675 play. Now DraftKings is going to have their boosts and whatnot as well. So more or less what I'm trying to argue on behalf of MGM is that plus 450 compared to that plus 370. That should be reason in and of itself alone to go ahead and check out MGM. Now I'm not saying that every single line MGM is going to beat DK, but for same game parlays, is it not the best example? Like almost plus 100 more over on MGM. But guys, that is going to wrap it up for today's show. Go Celtics. I understand if you're a Mavs fan, if you're a Celtics hater, but you know what? Celtics have proved to be a better team so far. I don't think it's crazy for me to take them in this spot. I've seen these odds bouncing back and forth, essentially a pick 'em. So if you do like the Celtics, it's probably worth trying to see if you can get them at a plus money play. But either way, guys, I think that this is a nice spot for an over, and then all those player props we talked about as well. But keep an eye on the pinned comment, and make sure you guys comment parlay in the comments so that we can potentially give away $50 to one of you guys. But you guys have been great all season long. I'm not acting like it's over or counting my eggs before they hatch or whatever the saying is. But, whenever this NBA season ends, it's been a great season. And, hopefully it's not over, but hopefully it is at the same time because I'm a Celtics fan. I don't know. Rambling at this point. We'll catch you guys in the next one, all right? Peace out.